The NNSCRA Offline and Online Racing at its best presents Speed World. Welcome everybody to the fourth and final round of the NNSCRA International Race of Champions, as we're here at the 2-mile D-shaped racetrack located in the Irish Hills of Brooklyn, Michigan. Yes, there is a Brooklyn in the state of Michigan, actually. Well, we are here today for the running of the fourth and final round of the NNSCRA IROC series, and what a series it's been too. Right there, we had two tremendous races at Daytona. We had so far today we had one at Daytona and one at Talladega, and we had a rather boring race at Watkins Glen, but I'll try to fix that for season 3 of IROC. But today we should have a tremendous finale at Michigan Speedway, and judging how these cars did at Daytona and Talladega, I would not be surprised if we had a great one today at Michigan as well too. And the championship battle, well, it is 10 points separating the top 10 drivers up, but with 1 point per position. It is kind of tough to make that up though too. Connor Breton leads the points chase coming in his race after winning round 1 at Daytona and round 3 at Watkins Glen, with Matthew Rodriguez winning the second round at Talladega. Okay? And Connor has a 5-point lead on second place, Casey Hoyt, for the title. And you remember the last time he was here, and remember the last time these drivers were at Michigan Speedway for season 4 for finale of season 7 of Duracell Cup. Yeah, Casey Hoyt was in second place in the points coming into that race to Jessica Shelton, if you remember that too. And those two fought it out big time for the title, with Shelton eventually winning it. But Casey Hoyt, I'm sure, would like to win the title at Michigan Speedway. But to do that, Hoyt's got to finish about 5 or 6 spots ahead of Breton for that to happen, though. But he cannot have Breton lead the most laps, or lead at least a lap, I should say, too. Now, if Breton does not lead a lap in this race, and Hoyt goes on to win the race and lead the most laps, which will be a total of 14 points, by the way, then Breton would have to finish about 4th or better to win the championship. And if Hoyt wins the race but does not lead the most laps, then Breton will have to finish 5th or better to win the championships. That's how it is right now. That's how the points are right now. 5 points are in the front two drivers in the points chase, but you got 2 drivers of 24 points in 3rd and 4th in the points, and then you got 2 drivers. And then you got Dylan Poteet in 5th position with 23 points. He is 7 points behind. Excuse me. 3rd place right now is Ryan Butcher in the points, and 4th place is Austin LaPlante. So those two, along with Poteet, all still have a shot to win the championship as well too, as does drivers like Zach Rogers, Jesse Turner, and Jessica Shelton. All have the chance as well too, and same with Reese Banks as well too. So you're looking down to about 9 points separating those top 9 drivers for the championship as well too, here at going into this race at Michigan. But realistically, for drivers like Banks, Shelton, Turner, and Rogers, they're going to have problems out of the front few drivers in the points and them to go on to win the race to have the shot at the title as well. But Michigan Speedway, anything can happen on this track, and usually does. We'll see what happens here. So with that all said, here's the command to fire the engines for the fourth and final round of the International Race of Champions for the NNSCRA.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
That should be, ladies and gentlemen, start your engines as the field gets started and gets underway here, and the pace car leads to go off the pit road. We're back to a starting lineup right after this. "12 identically prepared Chevy Z28 Camaros rolling through turns number 1 and 2, and here's your starting lineup for the fourth and final round of the International Race of Champions, which is determined by points coming into this event at Michigan, but in reverse order. On the pole, last place driver in the points, Rob Evans in the rose color car. He'll be alongside Keith Batson in the powder blue car on the outside in row number 1. Second row has Matthew Rodriguez in the orange car, and alongside of him in the white car is Reese Banks outside in row number 2. Third row in the cream colored car, Jessica Shelton, who has one of her in-car cameras in today's event. Beside her in the lime green car is Jesse Turner. Fourth row is Zach Rogers in the purple car, and beside him will be Dylan Pote in the gold colored machine. Going to row number 5 is Austin LaPlante. He has the inside grip in the dark blue car, and Ryan Butcher in the bright green car. And starting shotgun the field will be Casey Hoyt, number 2 in the points in the red car, and the championship points leader, Connor Breton, in the yellow machine. He'll be on the outside in the 6th and final row. He'll start shotgun. Can Connor Breton pull out the championship? Well, we'll find out. He has won 2 races this season so far in dominating fashion. He dominated and led every lap at Watkins Glen. The last race brought to you on the tour on the road course there. As the pace car comes off corner number 4. And the 4th and final round of the NNSCRA International Racing Champions for Season 2 is about to get underway. There's the green flag. We're underway at Michigan. And whoa! Several cars getting awfully beaten and banging with each other down the backstretch here as they come into turn number 3. I thought I was going to see a wreck right there coming through off turn number 2 there for a minute as the lime green car Jesse Turner comes off the racetrack here. Connor Breton did not get off to a good start at all, but I'll tell you the way they were bumping and banging right there. He may have had he almost had the perfect strategy there. Matthew Rodriguez, by the way, leads the first lap of this event here at Michigan. And now Rob Evans takes the lead back in the purple machine and in the rose colored cars. They go through turns number 1 and turns number 3 and 4. Jessica Shelton, we mentioned, has one of the 3 in-car cameras. The other 2 being carried by Matthew Rodriguez and Zach Rogers. Those are the 3 drivers carrying our in-car cameras for the 4th and final round at Michigan Speedway. Keith Batson right there in 3rd position right now. 4th is Zach Rogers. Battle for 5th between Reese Banks, Jessica Shelton, and Dylan Pote as they go through turns number 3 and 4. And battle for the leads. Matthew Rodriguez goes for the lead once again. Here comes Keith Batson, going to try to dive inside, make it 3 wide. And, whoa, that was close to the line between Rodriguez and Evans, and Matt Rod led that lap over Reese Banks to go into turn number 1. And one of the cars way up on the high side, that's Dylan Pote, and Pote gets off the wall a little bit too. And one of the cars having problems with Jesse Turner. He had the back way off the throttle right there in that lime green car. Something the matter with that machine as well too. But something really the matter with Connor Breton, the points leader. He is off the pace a little bit. I don't know, 180, 190 miles an hour. He's not doing too bad right now. I tell you, the way they're beating on each other right now, that he may still be in the perfect position too to try to stay out of trouble here. Casey Hoyt, though, not too far ahead of Breton, so Breton will still have the championship, though. But it's going to depend on of course, on how all the drivers in the points chase are going to finish in this race as well too. Jessica Shelton diving inside of Zach Rogers for position. And that is from the view from on board Jessica Shelton's car, the cream colored machine. Keith Batson, the powder blue car, just up ahead of Shelton as they go through turns number 3 and 4. 180 miles an hour going through the turn, 185 off turn number 4. 192 miles an hour across the finish line, 195, 6, 7, 8, 199 miles an hour into turn number 1. And backs it down to 184 miles an hour come off through turns number 1 and 2. Tries to push Keith Batson, trying to push him up ahead of Zach Rogers. Reese Banks up behind Shelton as they go through turns number up to kind of start-finish line. 3 cars nose to tail. There you see the lap speed so far with I see the lap speed so far there with Ryan Butcher having the fast lap of the race so far at 192.859 miles an hour. And Butcher is still the driver who can steal the championship away from both Casey Hoyt and Connor Breton. And Butcher is moving up to the field nicely as he's right there behind Matthew Rodriguez for position. As Rob Evans takes the lead back away from Rodriguez, who has dropped back a little bit now. Matt Rod down to about 5th spot the last time by, and here comes Zach Rogers for the lead, and he's got it in that purple car. But Rob Evans ain't giving up now as they come down the backstretch here as they head into turn 3. Batson and Shelton watching all this 3rd and 4th. And Matt Rod coming up through the middle here. They're like a shot out of a cannon as they come off turn number 4. Rodriguez there, he has got a real run right there in turn number 1. Off the second turn they come here. It is Rodriguez now back in the lead. Matt Rod was 10th in the points coming into this event here out of the 12 drivers running here this season. And all these drivers hoping to come back to IROC in season 3. That's again, which of course this series again is for the top 12 finishers in the Duracell Cup Series points chase last season. And you can bet all these drivers are of course are also thinking about the finale, the Duracell Cup Series finale coming up this same weekend. Backstretch, Rob Evans staying behind Rodriguez. There's Zach Rogers behind as well too. And Casey Hoy, he is falling off big time right there. And there is Connor Breton. He is still, something is wrong. He has lost touch with the pack right there. Connor Breton, the points leader. He is off the pace big time, as is, and Casey Hoyt's also losing touch with the pack as well too. So the top 2 drivers having problems here at Michigan. And Casey Hoyt trying to catch himself back up to the pack right there, and you can bet both him and Breton need a caution flag for sure. And you got those drivers in the back of the pack there running like where they are right now, as you see right there with Austin LaPlante, Jesse Turner, and Dylan Poteet. That may still happen right there with Casey Hoyt, though. But Hoyt is too far back right now. Let's see how far back is Casey Hoyt. Casey Hoyt is about 1.5 seconds back of 10th place, but Connor Breton, you see him 13 seconds back of the leader. Yeah, there's something wrong with that one car for sure. This should not have been. Yeah. But we are almost halfway through this event here. 13 laps in the books and 17 to go. So like I said, a lot can still happen though. And Ryan Butcher, as I said, Ryan Butcher can still steal this championship away with it. And the way he's going right now, he may just do it. Because he knows Casey Hoyt's having trouble. He knows Connor Breton's having trouble. And as long as he don't get himself in a position like he is right now, 4 wide off turn number 4. And that cost Zach Rogers dearly as he tapped the wall of turn number 4. Butcher in the middle. Evans outside. And now Shelton low side as Batson gets by, and here comes Jessica Shelton to the low side. Tries to get by Ryan Butcher. And now it's Keith Batson, the one, following Matthew Rodriguez as you jump on board with Matthew Rodriguez in for the front rear bumper cam. Matt Rod, remember, won at Talladega. This is round 2 of this series. And there is the in-car camera inside the car of Matt Rodriguez. Look at the tachometer there. Just we mentioned Michigan always is the engine builder's nightmare. A little over 8,000 RPMs. They're turning right here. And there's the view from inside Zach Rogers' car. Zach running right now in 9th position. They'll make that 10th now. Rogers up on the back bumper of Dylan Poteet off turn number 2. It's Poteet in the gold car, Rogers in that purple machine, and you see the names on the side of the cars too, as all these cars have. And here they come off turn number 4. That is Ryan Butcher tries the outside lane on to get by Rob Evans. Talked about, like I said, we talked about Casey Hoyt and Connor Breton. Ryan Butcher, I think, is gonna. Ryan Butcher right now is saying Connor and Casey who? Right now, and Ryan Butcher. Let's remember also too with Ryan Butcher, he could possibly win this title without winning a race. Remember, he has not yet won in a series. He may still pull one off at Michigan. The way he's running right now, he is really coming with a vengeance. He's trying to get that he's trying to get that 1 lap lead. As Matthew Rodriguez, I think is clinched the most laps led. I think too. I think Rodriguez has already clinched that. But if Ryan Butcher can at least lead a lap, there, that's 1 bonus point, and you get also 1 additional bonus point for leading the most laps. Here in the series IROC series. As we said, with 1 point per position, that it's going to make it difficult to make up points for the title. Keith Batson really putting the heat on Ryan Butcher right now. 11 laps remaining. Butcher to the low side, looking for the lead. Through turns 3 and 4 they come here. Matthew Rodriguez has been awfully strong off the turn in this area. And watch the car on the outside. All these cars holding their own on the outside lane right there as they come into turn number 1. 20 laps into the books. 10 laps remaining on the season. They are averaging 189.675 miles an hour. And that's faster. That's almost faster than what they averaged in the opener at Daytona. Butcher falls in behind Batson to come up the 4th turn now. Rodriguez out in front now with 9 laps to go. Shelton trying to get by Jesse Turner. That's for 3rd position, or that's for 4th position, excuse me. Austin LaPlante now trying to roll to the inside lane as he tries to get by Reese Banks and Rob Evans, but Banks now decides to cut in front of the dark blue car of LaPlante, and LaPlante low side now He can just get the help from Dylan Poteet in that gold color car. He may have something here. Wait, LaPlante's car slid up the track a little bit right there, big time through 1 and 2. Poteet goes inside. Now Zach Rogers on the outside of Reese Banks. For position as they go through 3 and 4. And whoa! Something happened there with Rob Evans. Rob Evans has got a problem in that rose-colored car. You remember he had a problem before the start at Watkins Glen. This has not been a good IROC season for Rob Evans, who is part of that the top 12 in the points in Duracell Cup last season. 45 miles an hour down pit road. That is a killer here at Michigan. Let's see what happens with Rob Evans. Is he gonna go in, or is he gonna is the crew gonna service his car? And see what nope, Rob Evans is out of the race. He is out of the race. Rob Evans. Unreal season for him. And that will definitely guarantee a 12th place finish in the points for Rob Evans in the IROC series for sure. Because he was last coming in. And Ryan Butcher, meantime, led his laps. That's 1 bonus point he has now got. And I guarantee you right now, the way Casey Hoyt and Connor Breeton's running right now, there's Breeton all by himself. And there is Casey Hoyt. He's also all by himself. So yeah, Ryan Butcher is licking his chops right now, and he is the leader at this point right now. It's now 5 laps remaining now. As I said, he can steal the title and win at Michigan at the same time. That can still happen now. But boy, look how much of a run Matthew Rodriguez has got. He got the draft off the car of Butcher, and here comes Matt Rod in that orange car. They're back at it again, Butcher and Rodriguez. Side by side. Batson watching all this from third position, looking to evade if something happens. 4 to go. Framming and bamming it over 190 miles an hour here at Michigan Speedway. And what a perfect track we have for the finale here in this series. That is for sure here. This will be back as the finale for Season 3 of IROC. Well, it depends on what Seth Cole's got for his schedule, of course, too, for Season 9 of Duracell Cup. Down the inside goes Jessica Shelton. Shelton the second. On board with Jessica Shelton in that green color car. She's got 3 laps remaining. And there's view from inside Jessica's car. You can see the rearview mirror. She's got Keith Batson and Matthew Rodriguez on the inside lane trying to follow Ryan Butcher, trying to get the draft off of him. And she's got a run off that 4th corner. 2 laps to go in the season. Shelton came into this race 8th place in the points by virtue of that number 8 on the car. And in the way this is going with her, she may still secure a top 5 finish in the points. If she stays where she's at right now, or she wins, that can still happen. Through the 3 and 4 they come here. Here comes Batson inside of Reese Banks. Reese Banks on the high side begins the roll. And don't count Reese Banks out of this just yet now. The white flag waves. 1 lap to go. Shelton on the outside. Banks on the low side. He's got the run for second place here, and now he's got his B side set on Ryan Butcher, but Shelton holds off on the outside of the track here. Here comes Shelton. Butcher leads him up into turn 3. He's going to have the championship well in hand this season for sure, but he's going to hold off Shelton for the win. Here they come off turn number 4. Shelton close up on the low side. She comes to the inside of Ryan Butcher to the start-finish line. They come. She she's going to be short at the line. Ryan Butcher wins at Michigan. Man, what a tremendous season here in IROC for NNSCRA IROC Series. Ryan Butcher takes the win, and I think the championship as well, too, as Casey Hoyt and Connor Breton no factor at all. And let's see, I think they're going to be 10th and 11th. Yes, they are. It was a camshaft problem, by the way, for Rob Evans. So, yeah, let's see. It's 2 points and 1 point, or that's 2 points and 3 points respectively. Hoyt outpointed Breton by 1 point on that one. Well, you're going to see the points at the end of the video right there too, but Ryan Butcher, number 3 in points coming in, I think stole the championship easily here, and by winning here at Michigan, and Ledley Slap that is 13 points in this column. And yeah, he has. I think he has definitely stolen the championship away from both Evans and from both Breton and Hoyt easily. Unbelievable. 4/100ths of a second was the margin of victory between Ryan Butcher and Jessica Shelton, and Reese Banks 83 thousandths back. That was a tremendous final lap between those three drivers. Incredible racing. I tell you, oh my gosh. Average speed 189.791 miles an hour. But we'll give you your finishing order right here. Ryan Butcher is your winner. Jessica Shelton second. Reese Banks third. Keith Batson fourth. Matthew Rodriguez ends up finishing in fifth position. Sixth place will go to Zach Rogers. Jesse Turner seventh. Austin LaPlante eighth. Dylan Poteet ninth. Casey Hoyt ends up finishing 10th. Connor Breton 11th. And Rob Evans, he is unfortunately going to be guaranteed a last place finish in the points by virtue of that 12th place run. That is I think that is the third last place finish that Rob Evans has had this season. I think that's the third one. Jeez, what a bad year he's had in IROC. So you can bet if Rob Evans comes back for IROC next season, for season 3 of IROC, he will definitely want to vindicate himself for sure on that one. But we will give you the points standings video here when we come back here, and when we come back at the Michigan Speedway, we'll give you the point standings after his race, and we'll determine the champion of IROC. But I think Ryan Butcher, has gotten it for sure. We'll see what the points add up to when we come back here at Michigan.
Greg, did you have any ignition problems?
We are back at for the conclusion of NNSCRA International Race of Champions at Michigan Speedway here, and there's your final point standings. And indeed, Ryan Butcher has taken the championship away from both Connor Breton and Casey Hoyt, and not only taking, and I tell you, Casey Hoyt, of course, dropped way back in the points as you see right there after. As close to the point we told you the points was close actually coming into Michigan as well too. It was 10 points everybody in the top 10 drivers in the points chase, with Keith Batson and Rob Evans both having no shot at the championship for the NNSCRA IROC series. But Ryan Butcher with 37 points to Connor Breton's 32 has won the championship, despite only winning one race to Connor Breton's 2 wins. As you see, that's why the W's right there next to the names are there. Those are the drivers who have won this season in IROC. Ryan Butcher with that big win at Michigan and the big performance he had. Didn't lead the most laps, but he did what he needed to do, and hope for problems out of both Breton and Hoyt and to take the title. And that's exactly what happened. Butcher was third in the points coming into this event as well too. And I tell you, what a finish that was between Ryan Butcher, Jessica Shelton, and Reese Banks for the win at Michigan. That was a crazy final lap. That was here, ending up with a near 3 wide finish at the line. Actually, a near 2 wide finish at the line there. Actually, I should say. Here, Connor Breton does hold on for second position. He did tie Jessica Shelton though, and Jessica Shelton did come back and tie Breton for second place, but Breton, because of 2 wins to Shelton's none, unfortunately. Even if Jessica would have won at Michigan, she would still lost out on tiebreaker. Well, actually, no, she'd have won at Michigan. She'd have moved ahead of Breton in the points chase, actually, because that would have been one additional point that she would have gotten for the win, and plus another 2 points actually, because she would have gotten the 12 points for the win plus the 1 for leading one lap in the race. But Shelton did jump up from 8th to 3rd in the points chase there because of that finish as well too. Breton does hold on for second place by virtue of the 2 wins he had. So disappointment, I'm sure, for Connor Breton, but nonetheless a great season for him as well too in IROC. Shelton ends up finishing 3rd. Reese Banks comes home 4th in the points chase. A good move up from him. He was 9th in the points coming into that race. And Matthew Rodriguez, who was 10th in the points coming in to Michigan, he jumps up to finish in 5th position with 30 points. And of course, Matthew did pull off the win in round 2 at Talladega Super Speedway. Zach Rogers ends up with a 6th place finish in the points. He tied Austin LaPlante. Austin LaPlante came back and tied him, but Rogers ends up finishing 6th in the points there. LaPlante comes home 7th there. Rogers was ahead of him in the points coming into that race. Casey Hoyt, a disappointment for Casey Hoyt here. He started this race 2nd place in the points, and he dropped all the way down to 8th place in the points. And he was in a 3-way tie between him, Jesse Turner, and Keith Batson in the points chase. Batson did move up to 10th place in the points, however. Turner was 9th and Hoyt was 8th in the points chase. So, like I said, if all those drivers do come back to run IROC next season, and if all those drivers, I sure hope like to finish in the top 12 in the Duracell Cup Series points chase again this season for season 8. Obviously, because they will like to come back next season as well too. Jesse Turner comes home 9th in the points chase. Keith Batson 10th. Dylan Poteet finishes 11th with 27 points. And Rob Evans, a disappointing season for him in IROC. He ends up finishing 13 points, only 13 points in this season, and finishing last in the points chase here. And he had 2 mechanical problems as well too. He had a mechanical problem before the green flag even fell at Watkins Glen, and he had a problem in the closing laps at Michigan with a camshaft failure. So the stats for the race at Michigan here: 5 lead changes among 3 drivers in this race here. Not quite like what we had at Talladega and Daytona. We had 27 lead changes at Daytona and 21 at Talladega, and then only 5 here at Michigan. And the average speed of almost 190 miles an hour, 189.791 miles an hour. So congratulations once again to Ryan Butcher for winning at Michigan and winning the Season 2 NNSCRA IROC Series Championship. And we'll see you back in Season 3 of the International Race of Champions. And for now, this is James Qualls. Saying, first of all, promos has to be said. And if you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on the channel. We got inner races, we got gaming videos, we got inner online videos, whatever the person of the NNSCRA Seth Cole desires to have for his channel. Be sure to check out Seth's Duracell Cup Series and his NNSCRA Duracell Ultra Light Series, his Xfinity Series, the 2 main series he has on his channel. And if you want in on future seasons of either of those series, then be sure to get with Seth and he'll get you going on that. And he'll even paint the cars for you too. And also for other channels from the NNSCRA community here, be sure to check out the We the Coasters channel, the channel that Dylan Young and Kyle Matthews does. If you are a roller coaster / theme park enthusiast, then We the Coasters is the channel for you. So that will do it here today at Michigan Speedway. For now, it's James Qualls in production of the NNSCRA, celebrating NNSCRA offline and online racing at its best. We'll see you next season for IROC.